Mega Falinks is one of the Mega Evolutions I was really looking forward to using in Pokemon Champions. Aesthetically, it is just an awesome looking designed Pokemon. However, competitively designed, not exactly the greatest. It does miss out quite a bit on the fact that its speed and its attack stat for a Mega Evolution a little bit underwhelming. However, we're going to be trying out Mega Falinks and seeing if it has any competitive niches in Pokemon Champions. This is my take on a Mega Falinks team. Let's break it down. So first Pokemon up is going to be the Mega Falinks. Mega Falinks does have Defiant in its base form and its Mega form, which is able to increase its attack stat by 2 stages when hit by a stat drop. So very great against Intimidate especially. So very interesting Mega Pokemon. It does get access to a good amount of physical attack, physical defense, and speed. And its really big weakness is its low base HP and its special defense. What can Mega Falinks do? Pure fighting type, has some decent coverage across the board, but we are going to be running, of course, the No Retreat set, which is a move that is able to boost all of Falinks' stats by 1 at the cost of not being able to switch out, so the Falinks will be locked in. Close combat, Rock Slide, and No Retreat and Protect. I'm running Rock Slide on the Falinks because I do want to be able to still threaten the Charizards, which is going to be a pretty big one for this team. And it is still able to hit the ghost types like the Cerulege, Basculegion for some decent damage. The EV spread on this Mega Falinks, you do have a good amount of speed because when you do Mega Evolve and have a +1 speed boost, you are going to be able to outspeed the Mega Aerodactyl. The attack boost, which is able to get the extra stat point in its attack stat with the Animate Nature and 25 stat points. And then the rest going to special defense because Mega Falinks really needs any help with its special defense that it can have. Even with +1, base 65 special defense is just really poor. So having some extra points just going into it because Mega Falinks having a base 135 physical defense stat already makes it pretty strong at taking physical attacks, so the special side needs as much help as it can. So next Pokemon we have is going to be the Wide Lens Mousehold, and offensive Mousehold is super strong. It has great both still access to great support moves like the Follow Me, so redirection is of course just really nice, but the fact that it can hit really hard with the Technician boosted population bombs, because Technician is a ability that is able to increase the power of any of the weak moves that Mousehold has access to. Population Bomb is not an initially strong hit, but is able to hit up to 10 times with the ability of the Technician. It increases the power of that Population Bomb each hit, so it is really able to stack up, hitting 10 times, same type of attack bonus with that Technician. Oh man, it is just absolutely insane. Can really get some KOs and do a lot of damage even when intimidated. Yeah, Population Bomb, Follow Me for the redirection. Encore, which I think is just really good support because Mousehold is just fast in general, and just being able to lock into unfavorable moves I think is really great. And Protect to keep itself around. EV spread, pretty simple. I like the idea of max speed with the Mousehold with max attack, able to threaten any form of like Charizards, able to threaten the Staraptors and the base 110s across the board. I think that this Mousehold is really just able to fire off some really strong damage utilizing that Population Bomb, and doesn't have to worry as much about Intimidate because of the fact that the Defiant Falinks can be a threat to scare away those Intimidate factors. And if they do lead Intimidate and you have Falinks, yeah, it can boost up with the No Retreat, have +2 in its attack stats after the No Retreat plus the Intimidate drop, and be a really strong monster. So this thing can hit really hard and support the team at the same time. Next Pokemon we have is going to be the Never Melt Ice Alolan Ninetales with the Snow Warning, which is able to summon the snow and change the weather. Very helpful for this team to reduce the damage output, of course, Charizard, and to help out against like Chlorophyll, Sandrush, and Swift Swim from opposing weather. So we have access to a really strong Ninetales that's able to threaten the Garchomps and a bunch of other dragons out there, which is really nice because Population Bomb Mousehold does not like Garchomp, especially because of the rough skin. So Blizzard able to threaten it, which is really great. Freeze Dry again for Mega Swampert, which is a really big deal. And the Basculegion, which is nice. Aurora Veil screens is pretty great for Falinks. Being able to set up while having the damage reduced is great. And then Protect to keep itself around. EV spread, just max speed. I do want to at least outspeed the max speed Garchomps out there, and I might as well just go max speed at that point. Have a good amount of bulk, but taking a little bit less than the sand damage I would if I was max HP on the Ninetales, because it's a number that is 16n minus 1, which means that is not a number divisible by 16, which means you would take an extra bit of Sandstorm damage from Tyranitar. So that's actually pretty valuable, and then the rest going to go into defense because of course you want to be able to boost its physical defense and take stuff like the earthquakes that you might be switching into, which is pretty solid for the Ninetales. And the Never Melt Ice is already powering up its ice type attacks. Next Pokemon we have is going to be the Haban Berry Hydreigon. And this Hydreigon, I've debated about a few different mons like the Dragonite and a few others. I really wanted a ground immunity, and I wanted a Pokemon that was able to set up Tailwind because I think it's helpful for both the Maushold as well as the Falinks potentially. And I thought Hydreigon was really cool here because what it gave me also access to was a backup answer into Basculegion, because Basculegion is still pretty annoying, especially for a Population Bomb, Maushold, plus the Falinks that doesn't have access to a Dark type move. So thought that this Hydreigon would be a really nice mod to help out against the Basculegions that could cause a little bit of trouble. So this set is just Tailwind support with Protect to keep itself around, Draco Meteor and Dark Pulse for the same type coverage options, going with max speed to be able to still threaten a lot of Pokemon just naturally. And then you do have a good amount of special attack to get the extra stat point in its special attack stat. And then the rest is going to go into HP. Same idea as the Ninetales. It's a number that's not divisible by 16. It's -1 of a number divisible by 16 to take less damage from sand if possible. And the idea behind this Hydreigon, again, helped out against Basculegion. It's good into like Venusaur, Charizard as a switch, and can get Tailwind as well as be a ground immunity. And I like the Habanberry here just because against Life Orb. Garchomp, if I don't have Ninetales out, just having the Habanberry just as a safety measure can be really solid on the Hydreigon. Next Pokemon we have is going to be the Focus Sash Hisuian Arcanine with that Rock Head ability, which means the Hisuian Arcanine will not be taking any damage from recoil, which is really important because it does have 2 recoil attacks in Flare Blitz and Head Smash. Really powerful attacks. Of course, usually the downside is the recoil, but with Rock Head, you don't have to worry about those. Extreme Speed for the priority move, and then Protect to keep itself around. EV Spread, pretty simple, just max speed Jolly to be able to outspeed most of the Charizards just in this format in general. And max attack for the damage output. Hisuian Arcanine really here to be able to help out and just threaten the big ones, which is going to be like steel types, like Golden Go, like King Gambit, able to pressure the Charizards as well. And of course, Hisuian Arcanine is a really strong mon, but of course, Intimidate can be a little bit scary, so helps complement with the Phalanx Defiance that is able to help support the Arcanine as well. Final Pokemon on this team is going to be the Life Orb Golden Go, which is able to specifically be useful into fairy types. Going to be that Floette as well as the Sylveons. You want to be able to threaten those with the Make It Rain. It's also pretty nice, of course, into several other teams and just ghost types in general that Phalanx isn't able to touch. So this is going to be the Golden Go paired with the Phalanx and Maushold, which has access to the redirection, which is nice because the Maushold is a normal type, so it's able to redirect any of the powerful ghost type moves, while the Golden Go can threaten his Shadow Ball with Life Orb to threaten a lot of the KOs onto those ghost types. Make It Rain, strong steel type move that spread, plays around the redirection. Shadow Ball, of course, is just really good at hitting those ghost types. Nasty Plot to set up, Protect to keep itself around. The good is Gold ability prevents it from getting affected by any status moves. And the E spread on this Golden Go, still able to outspeed like a majority of like the Charizards in the format, and like a speed creep like those Dragonites, as well as like modest Venusaurs, those neutral nature ones. The special attack, another jump point in the special attack stat, and the rest and remainder is going to go into HP, and it is going to be 1 into defense. The reason is because of the fact that the Golden Go, you don't want a number or a HP number that's divisible by 10 because you take an extra bit of Life Orb each hit. So having -1 of a number divisible by 10 is optimal for that Life Orb recoil in the HP stat. So that's the idea of this Golden Go. A little bit of extra bulk because it could go a long way with the Aurora Veil. And Golden Go paired with the Phalanx and the Maushold should be a really nice combination because I have multiple different setup moves as well as like really good offensive coverage just straight up. So how to use the team? Well, the idea of this team is you have like a lot of offense or ways to set up immediately. You have access to, of course, really strong attacks with the Population Bomb Maushold alongside the Hisuian Arcanine with the strong Flare Blitz and Head Smash, and the Life Orb Golden Go, able to threaten a ton of damage. You have quite a few different setup ways as well. You have access to Tailwind on Hydreigon for speed control, Aurora Veil for screens with the Ninetales, and then of course the No Retreat on the Phalanx alongside the Nasty Plot on Golden Go. That can be helped set up with the Follow Me on the Maushold. So with the team, you need to be aware each turn of, is it better to actually go for damage traits or is it better to actually set up and commit? So that is the idea here. You have multiple different leads that you can go for, of course. One lead that's really strong is just Mousehold in general. Mousehold can just lead and threaten a lot of damage with that population bomb, and it can be paired with either the Golden Go or the Falinks, and you can go for like a follow me plus one of those setup moves, or again, you could just go straight for damage. Population bomb plus like a life of Golden Go attack or close combat immediately can do a ton of damage, which is really solid. A Golden Go Falinks is also a pretty good lead, because if you are trying to figure out like, okay, which of the modes that your opponent is going to lead, Falinks is able to cover a lot of Pokemon that just Golden Go doesn't appreciate, and you can switch out to Golden Go to preserve it, or other way around where Falinks doesn't appreciate, like for instance, the Staraptors or the Fairy type mons. You can then use Golden Go to be able to threaten those while keeping Falinks safe. So that's the idea here. Other leads that you do have access to, of course, Ninetales can lead immediately if there's no weather and go for the Aurora Veil, or just threaten some strong blizzard damage with that Never Melt Ice. Hydreigon, if it's safe to lead it, you can set up a Tailwind and just go for offense with Golden Go or the Falinks. You could obviously keep Hydreigon on the back, which can be really good for like setting up Tailwind for Golden Go or Falinks to take advantage of if like Mousehold goes down after redirecting the attacks. Super solid options across the board. And Arcanine can lead or be kept in the back. Mainly you want to use this mon to threaten the Charizards out there, which Falinks doesn't initially appreciate. And of course, Golden Go is always threatened by the Charizard. So using your Arcanine to be able to pressure the Charizards is really important in the Charizard matchup. If you'd like to check out the details of the team, they will be in the description down below. Let me know what you think of Mega Falinks down below in the comments. But otherwise, let's get started and play some games. I'm very excited to try out Population Bomb Mousehold, because this is the first time I'm using it in Champions alongside Falinks, which I think are really cool partners. Let's try out Mega Falinks. All right, we have Politoed, Gengar, Vivian, Swampert, Archaludon, and Incineroar. So we have Perish, which is not good against Golden Go, so I imagine they bring the Rain mode. I have Golden Go plus the Hydreigon. The Swampert's actually kind of interesting here. Yeah, the Swampert's pretty interesting. I do really like the Golden Go, I think, combo here. I think Golden Go Hydreigon's pretty good. Mousehold's also pretty strong. Man, there's a lot that I could bring here that would be really strong. I love the fact that the Mousehold redirection seems pretty good here. Falinks isn't even terrible here either. There's a lot of options that I do have. Just because if they bring the Gengar mode, Golden Go's just really solid. Hydreigon's really solid. And Population Bomb does play around the Vivian. Oh man, this is tough. It's tough to pick which one I want. I think I'm gonna do Golden Go plus the Mousehold, and then I think I'm gonna bring Falinks and Ninetales. Man, the Tailwind would just be really, really good, but I really like the idea of just being able to immediately remove Vivian if possible, because Population Bomb, they might not expect, so they might lead something like Gengar, and if that's the case, I'm gonna Population Bomb Shadow Ball. And if they lead Swampert, that means they brought Swampert, which is fine too. Okay. So I'm just going to go for a double protect here, I think. I don't see a problem with double protecting, because if they go Politoed, I get to click Population Bomb the next turn. They don't run Tailwind on the Vivians, so I do want to see. Okay, no Politoed switch. We do see the Swampert Mega Evolve here. I do wish I had Hydreigon. It's kind of like was kind of a toss-up. Falinks is not bad here either, though. But let's see what they decide. Population Bomb Shadow Ball is still really good here. They go for Sleep Powder into the Mouse. Okay. High Horsepower. Oh, they don't have Earthquake. That's actually kind of big. And I think that's fine for me. I think I'm just going to go for Shadow Ball and a Swampert, and I'm going to go for Population Bomb into Vivian. If they decide Vivian switches out to Politoed, that's okay. But all right, Population Bomb into the Vivian, plays around the Focus Sash. Goodbye, Vivian. I could have also doubled the Swampert, but I think this is still pretty okay trade for me. Because if I get the Shadow Ball damage into Swampert, like it's in Population Bomb range. So I'm willing here. Because Falinks can probably beat... Wow, that did so much damage. I was about to say that did so much damage. I know that they don't have Gengar in the back at this point in the game. They go for High Horsepower, KOs the Golden Go, but I'm okay with that because now Falinks gets to come in and click the No retreat. And then close combat is looking pretty good against my opponent's team. They bring out the Archalon. Do I want to just go for close combat? No, I think my best play here is just to click no retreat with the Falinks and follow me. I think it's follow me here. Because they might try to go for like a wave crash, switch to Polito cheeky play. I think it's like one of their best outs here to try and get rid of the Falinks. Otherwise, like the Falinks just like I think dominates here. But let's see. Yeah, perfect. And this is the best case scenario right here because I am going to be able to get the... Well, actually, it's like highly likely I win, though I could see how my opponent could win. Because they wave crash here. They're taking recoil. Swampert goes down, but there is Perish on deck. Yeah. So Mousehold goes down. Okay. So I think the question is, do I think as we get the no retreat animation off? Yeah, I haven't seen that animation. It's so long. We are boosted Falinks. We get to go 9-tails. They're going to forfeit, actually. I think that there was still a game because of the fact that you could go for Perish Song. And like, if I double into Politoed, you could go for a Flash Cannon. All right, we're going to see Hydreigon, Venusaur, Garchomp, Torkoal, Mawile, and the Farigiraf. So it's probably just Mega Mawile. I mean, I don't think Garchomp or Venusaur are likely to be Megas here in this game. Falinks is actually pretty good. Falinks is pretty strong. Arcanine is also pretty strong here. So what am I going with? Double Dragon. I also like having the weather change is pretty nice. I think Falinks plus Arcanine is pretty solid here. I don't mind Falinks plus Arcanine here. Or maybe it's Falinks plus Mousehold, because Population Bomb is just insane. Population Bomb is just insane. And then I could do something like Ninetales plus Arcanine back, which is really good here. Hydreigon, I don't think it's really necessary. It's like good here because I do have a Bonberry, and it's obviously great in the Torkoal, Venu, and all of those, but I think I want Weather Control here. And also just Ninetales is good offensively against my opponent. They have 3 Ice Weeks. With the rest, I'm trying to deny Tricker Mode. Okay, we see Mawile Garchomp versus Mousehold Falinks. Is this the Intimidate? Hyper Cutter. If it was Intimidate, I'd feel really good. Although I still feel good about my position. I'm a bit curious if the Garchomp Scarf, but I don't see why I wouldn't Mega Evolve, go for no retreat, and just follow me here. Yeah, I like that a lot. Because once I get to follow me, once I get the no retreat, close combat, what's their switch? What's their switch to close combat Flare Blitz? Nothing. So I'm feeling pretty good here. So Mawile gonna Mega Evolve. What does Garchomp do? Are they gonna click Rock Slide turn 1? All right, let's see. Okay, Dragon Claw's fine. No crit, good. It is Life of Garchomp, perfect. And we get the no retreat. So Falinks now can close combat threaten the KO into the Garchomp, and now I can bring out my... Okay, they hit, which doesn't matter. I get to go Arcanine, I get to click Flare Blitz, I get to click Close Combat. Show me their switch, they do not. I could also theoretically go Ninetales and click Blizzard plus Close Combat into the Mawile slot, but I think Arcanine is pretty good here, so. Arcanine will come in, we'll click a Close Combat into the Garchomp, and we'll click a Flare Blitz into the Mawile. Mawile gonna protect to keep itself around, but that is fine. Because this close combat is one-shotting the Garchomp. So Garchomp goes down. That's step 1. Critical hit does not matter here. All right, what's their backup plan? Is it Venu? I guess Venusaur can come in. They can switch into Torkoal and click Sleep Powder, which of course is like always a thing that they can do here. But let's see. A Furgraph, I feel like, has to be in the back, right? Might be Furgraph Torkoal. Yeah, Furgraph comes back in. I mean, I'm close calling to Furgraph. The question is, am I Flare Blitzing it too? Or am I just Flare Blitzing the Maw? I could see Maw switching to Torkoal here. So I'm actually debating about just doubling up the Furrig. I think I will go for the double up in the Furrig. Yeah. Because they do retreat the Maw on the Torkoal to absorb a Flare Blitz, right? Yeah, they're just hoping Furgraph lives. I had a feeling. Okay, perfect. It was kind of a call, but I had a suspicion that this could have come out. So I do get the close combat off in the Furgraph. Good damage. It does survive. Not surprised. Furgraph is just so bulky. Especially they have to run a lot of physical defense in this format. But even with that Citrus Berry recovery, that Flare Blitz is not saving the Furgraph. So I do get the KO on Furgraph. Very nice. If the Furgraph had Protect, it could have been a bit scary. I don't think it's as likely that they run Protect on this team. Because usually Southern teams run like Trick Room, Helping Hand, and coverage. So yeah, now I'm just in a really, really dominant spot because Torkoal should not be able to beat the Arcanine. Granted, like I do have the best play here, which is probably just to close combat to the Torkoal and go for Protect. Because I don't think they're going to Sucker... I mean, they could Sucker Punch attempt, which is fine. I think it's probably more likely they Protect, though. Yeah, Maul protects. The Torkoal's going to go for an attack here. Maybe like Earth Power, they have it into Arcanine. So I do get the close combat damage into Torkoal. And that's all I really need, I think. Yep. Because they were going to Earth Power to put me in Sucker Punch range. Had a feel like... I think I just kind of hard read like a lot. But I feel like it made a lot of sense to me, like the way that they played this game. So am able to just kind of dominate this position. Falinks was just able to set up, was able to get the calls for the KOs, and they were just always getting threatened by knockouts there. So always going to be able to win the game because I am not able to miss a close combat. Falinks going to be able to power through, KO the Torkoal. Flare Blitz will KO them all out, and that is good game. You love to see it, man. You love to see it. Like, maybe Mawile could have attacked on the other turn, but if they lost Mawile to Flare Blitz and even they got Trick Room up, I think they were probably losing to the combination of Arcanine plus Falinks. So I had a suspicion that the Torkoal could switch to maybe preserve the Mawile. And then again, I had a feeling they were going to try to get an Earth Power off. Alright, Charizard, Metagross, Annihilate, Aerodactyl, Incineroar, and Furgraph. Interesting. Metagross, I mean, Metagross is fine. We do have Golden Go, but I guess like Arcanine's really good against a lot of their team. Like, look at Arcanine. It's able to one-shot Charizard, Metagross, Aerodactyl, Incin. The only mons are like Furgraph and Annihilate. But Annihilate's a scary mon here. Like, Annihilate is very tricky for my team to handle. Granted, I do have enough tools, I think, with Hydreigon, Golden Go, and Arcanine, but let's see. What do I want to lead here? If I see an Aerodactyl lead, I'm kind of curious on if it's like Aerodactyl Metagross. Because I'm debating about leading potential like Arcanine plus Hydreigon here, because I have access to Tailwind. It'd be pretty solid. I don't know if they could lead the Incineroar against the Falinks. Unless they want to go Giraffe, I suppose, but that's fine if they do. I think Golden Go Falinks is pretty good here. Because I don't really need Ninetales in this matchup, even though it has Weather Change, it's not that big of a deal. And Maushold is just like walled by the... It's just walled by the Annihilate, which I think is pretty not great in this matchup. Although having the redirection could be useful for gold, I suppose. But we'll see if I even give it enough boost. Okay, we see Annihilate plus Charizard. So this is not an easy one or an easy position, but I think this is fine. I think I'm just going to protect Arcanine. And you might call this risky. I'm going to go out on a Golden Go. I think Charizard does not want to take a rock move. So I think they protect, and probably a close combat's coming into a slot. Yeah, they didn't Mega Ball, so they probably are just protecting here. Arcanine protected first, so we know it is faster than the Charizard. Good. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Now I can threaten the Head Smash into the Charizard. They do not have a single switch, and I'm going to go for Shadow Ball into the Annihilate. Perfect. Really good start. All right. 80%. 80%. 80% to win the game here. Or not win the game, but really good spot. They are Jolly Max Speed. I do have Sash on the Annihilate or on the Arcanine. They're probably Sash Annihilate, I'm assuming, by how they're playing this. Nice. Goodbye, Charizard. So, Golden Go's biggest op is the Charizard. I do get rid of it. Beautiful. Also, we speed tie with our Arcanine and the Annihilate, so there is a chance I could win a speed tie the next turn. Oh, it's not Sash, it's just max speed. Okay. I get rid of Annihilate, that's huge. So I just get big double knockout, and now I'm in a phenomenal spot. So I'm kind of curious on what their back is. Granted, I could still potentially lose the game. Okay, Aerodactyl was not what I expected. Aerodactyl Incineroar, okay. Is it Sash Aerodactyl? I mean, the game's not over. The game is not over. I feel like I want to just protect, make it rain. Because they have to Rock Slide or they fake out? Yeah, they just click Rock Slide Flare Blitz. If I get to make it rain off into Aerodactyl, I do win. Oh, that's huge. Just let me hit. It only matters for the flinch chance. Nice. It is Sash on the Aerodactyl. So if Incineroar KOs the Golden Go, I get Falinks in. I get to click Extreme Speed Close Combat. I had a suspicion. The only way they got out of this was potential, I guess, Tailwind with Aerodactyl and Flare Blitz to gold, but even then, as long as Hydreigon doesn't get super lucked by Rock Slide, I'm pretty sure that if I get a Tailwind up, my Falinks should just be able to win the game. And it's still hard for them to actually damage Hydreigon, because Hydreigon will be able to take the Aerodactyl Rock Slide okay, and I'd be able to break the Sash with the Aerodactyl with Extreme Speed. So now we just win the game with Falinks, we click Close Combat into Extreme Speed, and we are good to go. So we will click Extreme Speed into Aerodactyl, and we will go for the Mega Evolution to outspeed any form of Incineroar that is in Choice Scarf, which, why would you ever run Choice Scarf on the Incineroar? Maybe it was, it could have been, I guess, Scarf Annihilate too. Like, it could have been Scarf Annihilate. But I think even though the lead was, again, I was okay with this position because I had a feeling that, hey, they might be playing scared of the Arcanine, the threat into Charizard, like it could have been risky because I did switch in gold on a potential fire move, but I had a suspicion that they want to play safe against the Arcanine at least the first turn. Got it right, and then was able to position really nicely for turn 2. Assuming I just hit the head smash, but thankfully we were able to, and Falinks will be able to clean up with the Sisuian Arcanine. Beautiful. So just a really good turn 2. The turn 2 was just really good. I mean, turn 1 and turn 2 were fantastic because they didn't really have the best switches. So head smash, Shadow Ball. I thought it was Sash Ape, but it wasn't. All right, we have Staraptor, Houndstone, Tyranitar, Rotom-Wash, Excadrill, and Venusaur. We have used this team. This was Michael Kelch's rank 1 team with Houndstone. Houndstone, a little bit annoying for this team. Willisp and Ally Switch are both not exactly fun. Also, the Staraptor is a little bit annoying for this. Yeah. Trying to figure out what my best lead is here. I'm thinking if I'm not mistaken, the Staraptor's Tailwind not Roost, so it can't recover, which is nice. Falinks is really good here. I don't know if I want Mouse Hold. Redirection's nice, and Population Bomb for Staraptor would be great. Yet it's not exactly the best mon because of the Houndstone I gotta watch out for. I think Falinks is good. I think the Golden Go is also really good. I bring Hydreigon. Hydreigon's not bad, but it's not like amazing either. I think I bring Falinks Gold with, I want to say it's Arcanine plus Ninetales. I don't know, it's a little bit suspicious of a plan. I like having backup for extreme speed, like priority into Excadrill to beat the Sash Excadrill. Yeah, this is not easy. And not bringing Hydreigon means I don't have a ground switch in. Staraptor Rotom, that's fine. Okay. This Falinks Golden Go is a pretty good lead. Like, Golden Go is just a good lead in general because the Staraptor can't heal. So we get the Defiant boost. Okay. I feel pretty good about this. I think my best play is just to click Protect, Make It Rain, or Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball's consistent damage. Make It Rain, Greed would be kind of nice. But at the same time, it's unnecessary. I think I just go for Protect. I think I just Protect Shadow Ball. I could plot here if I read the Staraptor to Protect too, but I don't think it's worth. We do see the Mega Evolution on Staraptor. We could see Tailwind, we could see Brave Bird, we could see Close Combat. All are reasonable options here. Rotom, Thunderbolt, or Volt Switch probably very likely here. So we protect our Falinks. Rotom protects. Interesting. Did they Tailwind if that's the case? Okay, I'm about to say I didn't think they would protect it if it wasn't, but okay, that's actually really good for me because I get a free Shadow Ball off into the Staraptor. Yeah, good damage. I mean, if I clicked no retreat, it would have been really, really good, but granted, I still don't think this is that bad of a spot. I think I go Arcanine now. I think Arcanine is solid. Even if I take a close combat, it's pretty reasonable, and I can go for Make It Rain. I could also go hard into Ninetales, I suppose. Because I might not need... With Extreme Speed, I might not need a no retreat boost. Actually, I think Ninetales might be better. I am going to go Ninetales, and I'm going to click Make It Rain. Let's see if Staraptor protects or not. I don't know if you can afford to protect. I feel like you have to threaten the Falinks, or Falinks could get out of hand for them. But let's see. Nice. They go for close combat. Beautiful. Oh, they double that slot too, which is really good for me because I did go for the Make It Rain here. Nice, we do hit the Staraptor. Does this KO with the extra bit of power? It does still KO Staraptor. That's a big KO in the Staraptor. So really nice because Ninetales is the most expendable mon in the matchup for me here. So that works out really well. I'm able to get rid of Staraptor thanks to the extra bit of power for going for Make It Rain there. And I get a bit of extra damage to Rotom. I also punish Volt Switch if they went for Volt Switch, which was also another thing I wanted to do potentially. Okay, Tyranitar comes in. This Tyranitar is Scarf if I'm not mistaken. I mean, they should knock off. Is this knock off T-Bolt? I think my best play is just to freeze dry to Rotom and protect gold. What's the last mon? Excadrill? Probably, right? I guess if it's Houndstone, it's... I don't know if I sack gold. It is knockoff and Thunderbolt, yeah. That's why I didn't want to hard risk Falinks. Like, they could have doubled the gold slot, and that's why I didn't want to risk that either. But now I get a no retreat off with the Falinks. Yeah, I get a no retreat off with the Falinks. So I'm going to go for no retreat. And we're going out into Arcanine. Yeah, I think I go into Arcanine because if back Pokemon is Houndstone, I think having the Shadow Ball is super valuable. And then next turn, I could also just go for Head Smash into close combat, and I think I could just KO the Rotom with Head Smash after the next turn of Sand. Okay, knockoff. This could be Volt Switch. No, they Thunderbolt double up. Do I live with Sand? No, but that's fine. Okay. I guess Excadrill could still be a bit of a pain, but granted, like now I feel like I'm in a phenomenal spot. No retreat is up. Do I go for Life Orb Shadow Ball the next turn? I could double the Tyranitar slot if I want. Double Tyranitar might not be a bad play here. I think it's probably the right play. I'm trying to think, because if Tyranitar switches out, I do get the KO. I don't really want them to get the free switch. I think it is close combat Shadow Ball, the Tyranitar slot. It's just super safe. They don't have a good play here. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, they stay in. I wonder if it's Excadrill back, because Excadrill could actually still win this game. Okay. I get rid of Tyranitar. Life Orb Shadow Ball. How much does it do to Rotom? Oh, if I double protected, then Sand was getting it. And I didn't take any damage. That might have been better. It has to be Houndstone, right? If they're playing like this. Oh, that's... No, that pair is really bad. No, that pair is really bad. If it's Houndstone, I lose because of that para. Oh, it is Excadrill. Why did they Thunderbolt? What? They should have Thunderbolted Falinks. Yeah, they should have Thunderbolted Falinks. Unless I was in Earthquake range, but I'm pretty sure Gold was in Earthquake range. Phalanx, I don't know. I was at neutral. I have good physical defense, but Thunderbolt would have done a lot because I was neutral Spadef. Okay. Rock Slide doesn't get my Golden Goat this range, so they need like flinches. They probably just go for Earthquake here, and I don't think Earthquake crit knocks out Phalanx. Yeah. I think Earthquake might have actually just KO'd the Phalanx if they clicked Thunderbolt, so this ended up being... I could have went for like double protects into Rock Slide flinch as well. Like there were still outs, but... Yeah, I think my best play... I think I had to call the Tyranitar. If it was Excadrill back, I have to go for double protect. Stall out a turn of Sand. So then like I KO'd a Shadow Ball without taking any damage the next turn, and then I would have won. I didn't think it was Excadrill back. I really thought it was going to be potential... the Houndstone back, but I guess Excadrill does make sense because I did have Arcanine and the Ninetales, which were a little bit threatening. But yeah, now I just protect on the last turn of the Sand, and then I outspeed because I had the +1 speed boost from the no retreat from earlier. So yeah, I think I probably should have double protected. I was just worried if like Tyranitar hard switch to Houndstone, because I think Houndstone would have actually been in a really dangerous spot if I didn't cover for it on the switch. So I think I just had to call correctly what was in the back, but I think Excadrill does make sense here. I just thought they were a little bit too weak to Phalanx with just the Staraptor, so that's why I tried to cover Houndstone. But that does work out for me because they didn't T-Bolt my Phalanx, so I am able to win this game, though it was a bit of a lucky one for me. Because if I just protected on the last turn, if I just double protected on that one turn where I got the K on the Tyranitar, the game was completely different. I do win. But again, if they hard switch Tyranitar into Houndstone, and I don't punish that, I'm actually in a really awkward spot because of like the pressure that they can do with Last Respect. But maybe Last Respect just doesn't threaten enough damage. So maybe I could have just like double protected, I think. I think double protect was probably better. All right, we have double weather with Venusaur, Charizard, Grimmsnarl, Archaludon, Basculegion, and Pelipper. This matchup's strange. It's like okay, but it's not like the easiest. Ninetales is going to be really important. I'm not bringing Arcanine in this matchup. No, I'm not bringing Arcanine in this matchup. Okay. I think combination-wise, it's going to be... I think I bring Hydreigon, right? Man, there's like so many mons that I would want to bring. I don't know if they're going to go with Charizard or if they're going to... I don't think you should go to Screens mode because Screens loses the Golden Go. I feel like they lead Charizard. It's tough to say though, like 100%. I really like Mouse Population Bomb against this team, but maybe it's not really that worth it. I think I'll bring Hydreigon. Plus... Oh. I was running out of time. I think these are the 4 mons I want. I just didn't know what my lead was because I was debating between whether it was Hydreigon Falinks or Hydreigon Gold. I think I like Gold because it still punishes the Grimmsnarl lead, but I'm not 100% if this is the right. Okay, they let Charizard Venu, and I did lead Hydreigon Gold. Okay, this is not a bad lead. It's not the greatest lead. Like, I would have way preferred leading Falinks, but granted, like, I don't think this is terrible. Actually, I really wish I let Falinks. I wish I let Falinks. Or Mousehold. I want to double protect the Scuff for the weather, I guess. Because they're going to Sleep Powder Heat Wave, right? Okay. I think depending on the Charizard spread, I could probably live Heat Wave with Ninetales outside of Sun. So I'm definitely switching in Ninetales. The question is, am I breaking the Sash on the Venusaur or am I just going for Tailwind? Sleep Powder and the Hydra, yep. And Heat Wave, yep. That's to be expected, okay. I'm going to go for a Dark Pulse into the Venusaur because I do get a flinch chance, and I am going to go Ninetales. Gets rid of the Chlorophyll on the Venusaur, and then I can threaten it with Blizzard. I also get a flinch chance on the Venusaur, so maybe I don't go to sleep with my Hydreigon, which would be really nice here. And I do like reducing the damage output of the Charizard on my Ninetales, so Dark Pulse does 2-shot the Venu too, which is actually kind of nice. I gotta give them props for that one. Okay. I gotta give them props for that one. Like, what can I say? I'll give them props for that one, but I don't think this is too bad still regardless. I think this is a pretty nice Tailwind situation that I do have access to, and the question is, what am I doing with my Ninetales? Am I clicking Freeze Dry here into the Venu? Am I getting Veil up? I think Veil is probably the best play. Yeah, because they're protecting Venusaur because they don't want to lose Venusaur. I'm probably clicking Heat Wave, which is fine because Ninetales will survive the upcoming turn. Then I get my Falinks in pretty reasonably. So I think this is actually pretty alright. Okay. Heat Wave. Alright, so it didn't go according to plan, but granted, like, I don't think this is that bad of a situation. Hydreigon goes down. I get a free switch to Falinks now, and I get to click Rock Slide into Blizzard, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to go for Rock Slide into Blizzard. Or do I Freeze Dry here? I think I want to Rock Slide and Blizzard. It's a bit greedy, but here's the thing. If they stay in with Venusaur to throw off a Sleep Powder into like the No Retreat Falinks, I think it's worth it. Because like I could preserve Ninetales for the weather control, so it's kind of an awkward situation. I'm also curious on who the Venusaur switches into. I could see it being the Basculegion as well. So let's find out if that's the case. I like the idea of Blizzard plus Rock Slide here because I should be able to get the knockout. Oh, Charizard switches out. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, it's Grim. That's fine. Unless they double switch. Okay, it's Basculegion though, but it's not Archalon. Okay, that's fine. There's been so much, oh, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this. Okay, but I think this is still a pretty reasonable spot. Falinks is Mega Evolved, and we do get access to a Blizzard for some decent damage into these Mons. Not bad. We get a freeze on the Basque, which is nice. I don't know how good it is. We do get access to Rock Slide, because the thing is, it's not like the Basque is doing that much damage right now. We get to go for No Retreat though. The No Retreat's pretty safe, and we can go for a Freeze Dry into the Basque. I imagine this is light screen. I guess they could reflect too, but if they go for reflectant first, then this is amazing for me because I freeze dry to Bask and I'm in a phenomenal spot. But they do go for light screen first, which is acceptable. So Bask probably lives the freeze dry, but even if it does, that's okay. Yeah. Too bad I can't go for multiple no retreats with Falinks because that would be really nice here. All right. And they stay frozen, which I will take. So I'm going to go for Rock Slide and probably just hard swap into Golden Go. I think that's probably my best play. Rock Slide KOs the Bask at this point. I'm pretty sure even if they reflect. And then I like the idea of still having weather control so I can't get slept by the Venu. Yeah, they're going to go for reflect. I do get the Rock Slide off into Bask, beautiful, and the Grimmsnarl is low. Snow stops, but now feeling pretty okay about this spot. If they go Venu, I can go for Rock Slide plus Make It Rain or Shadow Ball, both work. They go Charizard, which is kind of interesting because I don't know if he'll live Rock Slide into Shadow Ball. Also, I do have access to just Rock Slide swap to Ninetales too, which is probably better because I just make sure that the Falinks doesn't take that much damage. Although I guess Gold wasn't really doing much here, but Weather Ball still hurts because like Falinks' special defense, it's not great. I could have also went for like, if my Gold is just faster than the Charizard, I think Life Orb Shadow Ball into Rock Slide at +1 would probably KO their screens. Yet I think this is still pretty reasonable. And if they protect, this is good. Did they Parting Shot? Foul play, maybe? Good damage to Grim. Oh, it's Spear Break. Wait, they're gonna give me Defiant. Oh, I'm not sure if they want to do that. That is the downside here because now Falinks is looking pretty good. So I'm going to click Rock Slide and I'm just going to click Aurora Veil. Yeah, now I feel very, very good about this spot. I guess like I could have stayed in with Gold though because I could have maybe clicked Shadow. Well, even then, like I think even if I took the Sun Boosted attack with Aurora Veil up, I think it's still better to go for this or for the Ninetales switch just to make sure I don't take too much. But now I get the Rock Slide. I'm able to KO the Grimmsnarl. The Venusaur's still around, but the game's really likely over at this point because I do get Aurora Veil up and I can sack the Golden Go the next turn. It could come down to some Rock Slide misses, Sleep Powder hits, some RNG stuff, but right now, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I could have Blizzard. I didn't have to Aurora Veil here, to be fair, but granted, like I don't really see a downside to this because Protects go to Gold seems super safe. And then Rock Slide. I think even without the Ninetales alive, let's say I didn't freeze the Bask, I think Falinks could have still won this game. It was a little bit tricky, but I still think like then I could just stretch in like Rock Slide plus Shadow Ball instead. But I think this is still pretty like overall like Falinks is just so good right here in this endgame after the no retreats. Sleep Powder, and it would have came down to some Sleep Powder stuff too at the end of the day. Does this KO Gold? Yeah, but I mean now I think they can only hope for Charizard dodging Rock Slide because now Ninetales gets to click Blizzard. I KO the Venusaur, don't have to even hit Rock Slide in that slot, so they can't go for like Rock Slide double dodge or protect Charizard. Rock Slide miss the Venu. They have to go for specifically Charizard. So we go for Blizzard and we go for Rock Slide. And let's see if we I mean, we should KO the Charizard. It's +3. It's +3. We just gotta land the Rock Slide. And if we hit the Venusaur, that means like the Charizard is really likely to... Like if we hit the Venusaur in general, the Venusaur goes down, but... And the Charizard can't knock out the Falinks through Aurora Veil. So we do get the KOs with Rock Slide Falinks, and Falinks able to revenge clean KO the team. Beautiful. You gotta respect this Mon. This Falinks, you gotta respect it. Alright, we have Raichu, Milotic, Incineroar, Alolan Ninetales, the Sneasler, and the Cerulege. So I'm kind of expecting this to be like similar to Dalway's team with probably Mega Raichu Y, I imagine, which is the only Mega that they could have on this team. Okay. So it shouldn't be Haze Milotic. It should probably just be Coil. The Raichu is actually kind of annoying. I do not have the best answers to like beating the Raichu straight up. So I want to go here. Trying to think of what the best option is into the Raichu. I'm thinking maybe just like lead Arcanine because Head Smash is just really good against my opponent's team. I'm thinking maybe like Arcanine Phalanx isn't too bad of a lead. I don't think it's bad. I don't think I'm bringing Ninetales in this game. It doesn't really do much. Hydreigon is good in a Cerulege, but it's not good in everything else. I think it's Gold Mouse Hold Back. I could see them not going for the Cerulege setup, but a lot of game plans that they have are Cerulege related, so I'm kind of curious. I could see them trying to set up Milotic though, because Milotic is actually kind of hard for me to break through initially. So I'm kind of curious if that's what they're going to plan out, but Raichu... Oh! This is a very, very good start. Okay. I imagine this is just fake out into Coil turn 1. If that's the case, I'm going mouse hold and I'm clicking no retreat. Thank you for the Defiant boost. That is very, very much appreciated. We'll bring out the mouse because we threaten the Encore into the Milotic the following turns. Don't go for Blind Hypnosis turn 1. I guess I could have just went for a Protect with Phalanx, but I think that this is alright to go for. They do fake out. I don't think they Muddy Water immediately. I think they have to go for Coil. Yeah. Perfect. I'm going for the Encore into the Milo, and I'm going to go for no retreat. I do have to make sure I get rid of Milotic quickly, but I do have access to like Shadow Ball from Life Orb Gold, as well as like multiple attacks that I can go for. But like Population Bomb in close combat will still hurt the Milo even at +2. I want the boost for speed on the Phalanx for the Raichu. So we will see the Encore come out into the Milo. And the no retreat comes out. So now we outspeed the Raichu, which is big. Did they Parting Shot or did they Flare Blitz the mouse? They Flare Blitz, that's fine. Oh. Charcoal? Oh, okay, okay. I was about to say they crit, which isn't... I mean, it's not great for me. But it's not terrible for me, I guess, either, because I get to go gold and I get to click Nasty Plot plus Close Combat. So I will go for Nasty Plot and I will go for Close Combat. They have 2 turns of Encore, right? Yep. So that should be good enough. So I'll go for Close Combat to Incin, KO the Incin. Rock Slide does not KO at +2, so I do get the KO there. And I do get a free Nasty Plot with Golden Go. The Milo is still pretty annoying, but Gold should be able to beat the Milo consistently. And the Phalanx knocks out pretty much everything on my opponent's team right now. That isn't Sneasler, but Sneasler does not enjoy dealing with Golden Go, so that's fine. So I feel pretty good about this spot. They go Raichu, I'm clicking Close Combat, I'm clicking Shadow Ball. Yeah, because 2 boosted Shadow Balls are probably better than the +4 Life Orb 1. Yeah. So even if they fake out the Falinks, doesn't matter. Like +2 close combat is gonna obliterate the Raichu, so I'm not too worried about it. Unless this is Sash Raichu, which that means they didn't run a Mega. But yeah, now Falinks should be able to blow up this Raichu. So they did go with the Milo plan like I expected, but I wasn't sure. I didn't think Instant was leading. I thought they were just going to lead the Raichu, but this works out huge for me because I was actually able to set up without having to worry about paralysis chance. Goodbye, Raichu. All right. So are you Citrus on the Milo or are you Leftovers? I imagine you're Leftovers. That did so much. That did more than I thought for +2, but then again, I guess that's Life Orb damage for you. Coil. And I don't think they can win. Like, their back mon is either Ninetales, can't do anything, Sneasler can't do anything, and what's the last mon that gets obliterated by Falinks, I'm pretty sure? I mean, Sneasler is just going to go down to Shadow Ball. So we will Shadow Ball the Milo, and we will go for... We're just going to close combat the Sneasler. Throw Chop doesn't KO the Golden Go. This isn't Terror Dark Sneasler moments. So we are good here. I guess Throw Chop crit would KO, but like, just don't. They need to have Throw Chop, which is already probably pretty rare. Yeah, they fake out the Falinks. We're good. Falinks flinches, but Shadow Ball into the Milotic will KO the Milotic, so Milotic goes down. And now it's Sneasler versus the world. It cannot win. I have Extreme Speed Arcanine in the back with Sash. I have 2 Mons out on the field. 1 is a Golden Go. Yeah, this Sneasler's not doing anything. They realize that they're going to forfeit, and huge. So, very nice. Falinks plus Golden Go was just really strong in their team, and they couldn't do too much, which I really appreciated. All right, we have Houndstone, Staraptor, Tyranitar, Rotomosh, Exeggutor, and Venusaur. Are we really playing this team again? I'm also shocked because I don't know if this is the same opponent or not. Okay, so I don't know if I can do the same thing as last time. I think I'll switch up plans then. I think I'm going to try out Mousehold Falinks. It's a bit risky, but I think it could pay off here. And then in the back, I just don't know if I want Ninetales or not. Like, I really like Gold. I'm definitely bringing Gold always into the Staraptor team. The question is, am I bringing Arcanine, Hydreigon, Ninetales? I want to say it's Ninetales. Because it's a close combat switch. Like, close combat is actually very annoying for this team. With the fighting weakness. Let's see if this is going to work out, though. Venusaur, Exeggutor. Okay, they brought Venusaur. Interesting. I don't think I mind the Venusaur, though. I am a little bit annoyed about Sleep Powder. So that means no Staraptor. No Staraptor makes this very, very good for me potentially. They can't go for Earthquake. I could go for Population Bomb straight up and maybe go Golden Go. I don't see a problem with double protecting, and I will Mega Evolve here. Because we have Defiant anyway, so I might as well just Mega Evolve. I kind of have been forgetting, like, I can just Mega Evolve the Falinks because there's no ability change or anything, but yeah, I can just double protect here and scout for, like, what they would do. I am curious because the Venusaur just seems worse into the Falinks mode. So, unless they're just not Mega Evolving the Venu in this game, which I guess, but I think Venusaur goes down to Population Bomb here, which would be fine for me. Okay, they do Mega Evolve, so it's no Staraptor in this game, or they brought regular Staraptor, which is good for me. That is good for me. All right, we will protect our mouse. And the Falinks. Okay, Excadrill protects. So I can Encore to Excadrill to protect if I want to. Venusaur protects. Wait. That's kind of good for me. That is good for me. Because I do have access to Encore here. Okay, hold up. Also, wait, why? I would get a... What if I just clicked no retreat? Okay. I think I'm just going to Encore to Venusaur and click no retreat here. Okay, there you go, Tyranitar, sure. I still think... Oh, wait, what? They brought Staraptor. So they're clicking Earthquake. That's fine, though. I am 100% okay. Okay, very interesting game plan for my opponent. So I get to no retreat. I'm at +2. I'm pretty sure +2 Rock Slide will KO the Staraptor. I'm like pretty sure it would. Falinks eats the attack here. Great. I assume it's Tyranitar last, but at this point I'm like confused. I'm gonna go for Population Bomb in the Staraptor and just click Rock Slide here. I break a Sash on the Excadrill, which I think is pretty worth it. I don't know if Staraptor wants to switch out. We do get a Rock Slide. We do KO the Staraptor, which is great. So Staraptor goes down. We broke the Sash on Excadrill. We have a flinch chance. Population Bomb in the X is looking pretty good. Yeah, this is great. This is great. Population Bomb into the Exca. Honestly, that's actually doing a good amount of damage. Like, that's 50%. Okay. And we get the flinch. Beautiful. It makes it easier. Tyranitar? Okay, I had a feeling Tyranitar was coming in. If, like, there was a play I did have access to, which was just going out into Ninetales. But yeah, the game is just like really, really cooked for them. They just cannot beat the Falinks realistically, which I'm just shocked that they did double Mega and Mega Divinu with protecting, but all right. Like, I'm not sure why. I'm really not sure why. Okay, very interesting hard trick-room team. There is the Mimikyu, Serena, Scrafty, Camerupt, Drampa, and a Rockwanid. This is not an easy one, actually. Unironically. Yeah, this is actually going to be a pretty tough one. Hydreigon is decent against the Camerupt and the... What's it called? The Araquanid. I could set up position to set up screens, I suppose. Mouse is kind of tough. It's decent, but I do not know how I'm breaking through the Mimikyu. I think Falinks is probably the lead here. Falinks Gold is probably like my best lead. Yeah, Falinks Gold is just generally my best lead because I do have access to Rock Slide, Shadow Ball if they don't lead Fake Out. And in the back, I definitely bring Hydreigon. The question is, am I bringing Mouse or am I bringing Ninetales? Redirection probably is better. Yeah, I think that's probably it. I could also have brought Arcanine because Arcanine's not too bad either. Head Smash and Flare Blitz are pretty strong against this team in general, but I'm not 100% certain. Maybe it was because I do have access to it. I just like to follow me. And the Population Bomb blows up a lot of this stuff on their team too. Mimikyu Camerupt, okay. Are we playing a 50? I don't know if the Mimikyu has Protect. If they have Protect, they could go for Protect Mimikyu, Heat Wave. I have a feeling that they are going to attack with Camerupt. Because I could just like double up the Mimikyu, tap it, and then they would just lose. I'm going for Close Combat Shadow Ball into the Camerupt. Let's see. I'm calling Protect on Mimikyu and Heat Wave. If they don't protect Camerupt and they trick him, it's still fine. Because I should get the KO on Camerupt. They Mega Evolve Camerupt, yep. So that's their Mega. They can't Mega Evolve Scrafty if they have Mega Scrafty too. I don't feel like you should allow me to get the Mimikyu. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Beautiful. This should get the KO. It's pretty strong. Oh yeah, easily. Easily. Goodbye, camera. Got the call right. I just felt like the Mimikyu was way too vulnerable. They left the Mimikyu way too vulnerable. And if they didn't get Trick 'em Up, they just lost on the spot. So feeling pretty good here about this because I just get rid of the camera up. That's one of their biggest offensive pieces gone. A rock when it coming in. Ideally, we don't miss. But I will risk it here because if I get rid of Mimikyu this turn, it's just so big. I'm just going to go for Rock Slide Shadow Ball. They might wide guard here. Okay, they don't. Because I do have access to Shadow Ball, and they don't know what my attack is on the Falinks. They didn't know if I like knock off or anything. So I get some good damage to Rockwanid. I also break the disguise on Mimikyu. But more importantly, it's opened up for Shadow Ball from my Life Orb Gold and Go. So Life Orb Gold, clicking Shadow Ball into Mimikyu will take the knockout. No Trick Room from my opponent. I have a lot of faster mods. This is looking really good for our position here. Let's see what the Rockwanid clicks. Liquidation into gold. Does this KO? Probably not. Oh, actually it does. Mystic Water? Might be Mystic Water. Okay. Which makes sense on a Trick Room team like this. But they're going to forfeit because they just have slow mons. They don't have Trick Room up, but Rockwood's weakened. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I was going to be able to win with, like, Population Bomb if I didn't miss. All right. We have Eternal Floette, Sneasler, Garchomp, Incineroar, Sinisha, and King Gambit. Pretty standard team. Is this a Mega Garchomp team? That's with Mega Floette as well. It could be. I could see it being in this case. All right. I think I'm just leading Falinks Gold because if they lead the Floette, I have the Golden go out. If they lead anything else, Falinks is pretty good into it. So that's what I'm going to go here. What's my back? I think I drop Hydreigon. It doesn't really do much here. Ninetales is okay, but it's not really necessary. I think it's Mousehold Arcanine. Although Ninetales is just good for the Garchomp because I don't have the best Garchomp answers. Yeah, they bring Mega Chomp for some reason. I guess Population Bomb will blow them up. Like, Arcanine is pretty good, though, just because it's able to pressure the Sinisha. Like, I could see myself finding a way to bring Ninetales, but I don't think it's necessary. So I'm going to try it out and see. All right, what is my opponent leading here? What are you leading? Floette Sneasler, okay. So I do have access to the Falinks Golden Go. I mean, they fake out Calm Mind here, I'm assuming. I'm just going to go Mousehold, and I'm just going to go for a Nasty Plot. They switch out to Sneasler immediately, which makes sense. Incineroar. Oh, I could have just gotten a... Oh, man, I would have just loved getting a No Retreat plus Nasty Plot. They have to Dazzling Gleam then or Moonblast. There's no way you let me get an attack off here. That means I couldn't make it rain, which would have been it. No, they protected. Oh, that's fine. That actually works out for me. Okay. Because now I have Population Bomb and to make it rain, threatening to KO in an instant. And I think I always just go for that. So I'm going to go for Population Bomb, make it rain. If I get rid of Float, I just win with my... Or I'm in a really good spot with my Falinks, so I think it's worth it. Also, if I get the Population Bomb into instant, it should put in Life Orb Make It Rain. Life Orb Make It Rain range. Try saying that a bunch of times. Okay, yep. Population Bomb into instant, and if I hit all of them, I do KO... Or not KO the instant, but I put in range of Life Orb Make It Rain. Even with Citrus Berry, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's Life Orb Make It Rain range easily. Look at that damage in the King Gambit too. Beautiful. So I get rid of the instant. Excellent. The Gambit's weakened. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. And now who is coming out? You can't go Floette. I think you have to go Sneasler. Love Population Bomb. Such a good move. Such a good move. Alright, we have Charizard, Staraptor, Whimsicott, Garchomp, King Gambit, Basket Legion. This is actually a really scary matchup. The fact that they have both Whimsicott, Staraptor alongside the Charizard mode I have to respect. Yeah, that's not gonna be easy. I think I have to get the call right of what they lead. If they lead Staraptor, I just have to lead Ninetales. And if they lead Charizard, I have to like figure something out, but I'm gonna try, I think, Ninetales plus Golden Go and call the Staraptor Whimsicott lead. They could lead a few other things, but I think they're like all pretty reasonable for me to beat. I'm definitely bringing Falinks. The question is, I think I have to bring Arcanine if there is a Charizard, so I might have to hedge my bet here. Otherwise, I bring Mousehold for redirection, which is probably better realistically. Or I could bring Hydra. Hydra's not too bad because it's good in a, it's decent in a Charizard, but it's also good into, well, it puts on no offensive pressure. That's the problem. But I am worried about endgame Bass too. I think I just have to commit this Staraptor, which one they're bringing, whether between Staraptor and Charizard. I think they're probably bringing Staraptor, but we'll see. Like, I could see Charizard too. So we're gonna make an aggressive call, but I think I have to. I can't really mid-ground against this team, I'm pretty sure. Okay. I did get that right. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna go for Aurora Veil, and we're gonna go for a Nasty Plot. The Aurora Veil is good here because, okay, they actually, I thought they might hard switch to Gambit, but this works out. I really thought they were gonna hard switch to Gambit, so that really works out. Okay. They go for close combat, this doesn't KO. They're really offensive, okay. I went for this play because I thought they could go Gambit for the Staraptor, but this works out. This kind of works out. It's not the greatest, but I think this is pretty reasonable for me. His boosted Golden Go to threaten the Staraptor is still really good. And having that Aurora Veil is, of course, just massive. I'm going to protect the Ninetales because I want to save resources, and I'm just going to Nasty Plot again. And if they don't target the gold, like, I'm just getting a lot of offensive pressure later. Would make it rain. Oh, is this Brave Bird? Okay. Okay, I'm pretty sure +4 does not KO my... I'm pretty sure +4 Staraptor doesn't KO my gold. And I'm pretty sure that Make It Rain will KO at +4, even against +2. I guess the question is, do I want Ninetales or do I want Hydreigon? No, I want Hydreigon because I can't beat Bask otherwise. I'm gonna go for Blizzard and Make It Rain. Okay, they're gonna go for +4. Raybird does not kill the Golden Go through Veil. Yeah, perfect. That did come closer than I thought though. Like, that did more than I thought, which is impressive. If I hit Make It Rain and Staraptor, I do win the game. If I hit both, I am in a really good spot. Nice. Okay. The fact that this move has 5% chance to miss, man. Okay. Goodbye, Whimsicott. Goodbye, Staraptor. One more turn of Tailwind. Is it King Gambit's Bask, or is there Garchomp in the back? Because we get to find out some items potentially the upcoming turn. Gold being really nice here. Falinks is looking amazing next to Hydreigon, potentially. Okay, it's Garchomp, Basket Legion. All right. I want to see if it's Scarf on the Bask. Well, if it's Scarf Bask, I shouldn't protect gold. I think I should always just bring some... Yeah. My best play is just to protect and Shadow Ball. Or I guess it's just Make It Rain. Is it making rain get damage? Yeah, it is actually. Let's see what they have here. Okay, it is Scarf Basket Legion. Good to confirm. So the Basket Legion is Scarf, which is fine. Go for Rock Slide. I want to make sure I don't mess up this end game. I go out in the Hydreigon. 100%. Oh yeah, I also have Aurora Veil. Well, the thing is, I was trying to bluff potentially, like they could just Dragon Claw plus Last Respect pretty freely. I think that's still what they're gonna do, but they could click Rock Slide here, which is the concern. If they click Rock Slide, it's actually really annoying. But I think my best play is just a Tailwind here with Hydreigon and Blizzard. Okay, Last Respect, KOs the Ninetales. Okay, they did Dragon Claw. I have Aurora Veil and Habanberry, so I just take this. Yeah, so well. Life Orb on the Garchomp confirmed. We are able to get Tailwind up, so now we have speed advantage against them. My Aurora Veil and Snow ends, but granted that's fine because now we're in a pretty commanding spot, assuming we have to hit one move here. We have to hit one move. We need to hit one Rock Slide into the Basket Legion. That's all I ask. One Rock Slide into Basket Legion, and if we don't, we need to flinch the Garchomp, I guess. But even then, I think I'm still losing, so I just please. I guess I could flinch the Basket Legion too. Flinching the Basket Legion also works. But yeah. Dark Pulse. Wait. Okay, I got a high roll into the Basket Legion because that normally does not KO. Okay, so I just win on the spot then. Okay. Great. Well, it's not technically over. It's not technically over because the Garchomp can still do stuff. Because all I need to do is click no retreats and don't get single target Earthquake crit. I don't know if close combat actually KOs at this range, so I'm just going to go for no retreat. There's also a world where they just like stall protects. But yeah, no retreat is probably my best play. Falinks has really good physical defense. I would not be shocked if I live crit Earthquake, but let's see. We do take the Earthquake quite well. I think crit Earthquake would be close. I think it does KO, but like barely. We do go for close combat though into the Garchomp. Like we just cannot lose against a Garchomp now because Falinks boosted. We will get the KO. They can protect, I guess, to try and stall power points. I don't think it's going to change much here. Because we go for close combat into the Garchomp. We outspeed with the no retreat boost. And we get a close combat KO. So, okay. Calling the Star After lead is really, really important. If they lead Star After, I have to do exactly what I did. Thankfully, it worked out. If they brought Charizard, yeah, I mean, I was probably losing, but sometimes you kind of have to commit because like Charizard Star After is not like the most common mega duo. So luckily got the commitment there right though. So how was the team? I did overlook being a little bit weak to close combat because again, I had like several slots I was testing with Dragonite mainly on the Hydreigon, which was the initial game plan. But now that I have Hydreigon, I don't exactly have the best fighting switch-ins, and I'm often bringing these Pokemon quite a bit, so maybe something I overlooked a bit. I do think the team overall, though, super strong. I really do think that Population Bomb Maushold, especially the opponent's not expecting it, just able to blow up a bunch of mons, and even if they do expect it, like Population Bomb Maushold is just really powerful, and it's hard to stop because if they want to go for Intimidate, again, they have to worry about the Falinks giving it the boost, and with no retreat, a +2 option, Falinks can really decimate teams, and it's really hard to stop. The Golden Goal is really powerful, especially with the combination of Maushold and Falinks, just able to kind of cover each other's weaknesses, and Population Bomb just being able to threaten again, like a lot of Pokemon just generally like Charizard, like Eternal Flood, which Falinks and Golden Goal don't exactly appreciate as much, so very useful there. And I do think just having a bunch of fast mons, Hisu and Arcanine was pretty good at just being able to put on a lot of pressure. Is the sets the most necessary? No, maybe you could probably get away with Intimidate and Rock Slide as well, because it could support the rest of the team. But I do think that it was pretty strong here. The Hydreigon, I did really enjoy it for Basket Leech, and I thought it was like a great mon. And Bomberry actually came into play a lot, as well as the Alolan Ninetales. Auroraville was just very useful. If you'd like to try out the team for yourself, the rental code is on your screen. Make sure you grab it while you can. Otherwise, you can check it out down below in the description. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.